Well, I did Morley's run up in Johnstown today. It's a 5-mile race. Finished third overall in 30:37, I think is what I just looked at my time was. It's a pretty fun race. It's put on for by the newspaper to get some newspapers in like the schools and stuff. So it's a good cause. I forget what the organization is. It's something with like NCIE or NCEI, something like that. Either way, whatever. Starts up at Westmont Grove. Finishes down here at the People's Gas Park in downtown Johnstown. So it's a point-to-point style race. For the most part, it's on road. There's probably, I don't even know if it's a mile. We'll just say it's a mile through Stackhouse, like through the gravel roads and stuff like that. Little leaf covered and a little muddy in spots, but nothing major. But when you start out like Westmont Grove, you probably do 4 or 5 tenths before you actually turn on the Stackhouse. There's a nice little climb. First you go down and then you do like a 30-foot climb and stuff like that right away. And then you hit Stackhouse. It's pretty much flat for a couple tenths, and then you just like do a downhill. I think the race has a net descent of 600 feet-ish. I'd have to look. Then you pop out on like D Street, follow D Street the whole way to like the Laurel Ave, and then cross in front of the wire mill to Iron Street, and then in Cambria City across the bridge and stuff like that. Hit the backside of People's Natural Gas Park. Definitely a cold morning. It's 42 now. I would say it was like mid-30s when we started. Barely unfrosted from the ground. I don't know. I mean, I wanted to win today. Finished third. I could have finished second. Definitely didn't have a first place in me today. Blake smoked it. My buddy Blake, he just killed it. He looked really good today and fresh. And he took off like a bat out of hell. I was just like, he probably dropped a 5-minute flat or lower first mile. He just like I'm like, wow, I'm not even like warmed up enough to even like do like a 5:30. I was like, shit. And then I kept him in view to like D Street, and I was like, he had like a 20-30 second lead by the end of like D Street, and I was like, there's no point me trying anymore because I couldn't catch him. He was just smoking it today, and it was really awesome to like watch him. Because I could see him. He just had such a big gap today. Like I was just like watching him from afar, and he just looked smooth as hell today. So like mad props to Blake today. I think I was in third for half mile to a mile. Then I jumped into second and carried that till Iron Street, a couple tenths. And then like Blake was just so far ahead, and I figured since I ain't gonna be first, there's no point just saving some energy for tomorrow. So on the one like hill coming back on Iron Street, I just like pulled back some and let second place like take over. There was no point. I did gag a few times today. When we left Stackhouse, like that couple houses like there before we hit D Street, there was just like some smoke in the air, like people burning shit, like fire-wise, and I was breathing it in. It just like killed my lungs, and some of the volunteers were like smoking and stuff, and passed a couple of people along the route, and I was just like, oh my god, like it just killed my lungs today. And it didn't seem like it went away because I think because it was so cold out. So like when the smoke did get in my lungs, it just like added to like the blow upness. It just actually like really hurt my lungs today. definitely didn't have anything. But I did video the course. That was one of my goals today, was video the course. I don't know how good it is because it felt a little bouncy, like through Stackhouse and stuff. I know I had to adjust it back down to my hat a little bit, so I'll have to see when I get home if it even looks good. But who knows? It's a nice race, fun race. There was a lot of volunteers this year, pointing in the right directions. I know last year I got sent the wrong way. I was really pissed and stuff about that, so I wanted to come back for redemption and run the course the right way. 30:37, still pretty good time. I forget, it was like a 6:07, I think is what the pace was. It was actually like 5.1, 5.2 mile race. So just a tad longer, but a lot of friends here today. They have like subs, M subs. Gallagher's has chocolate milk, and they had apple cider at the finish line. Some oh, I got the cookies, dog bone cookies, because it's Morley's race. Some chips and stuff like that. Morley's, it was like a dog from like the floods and stuff. It's all over Johnstown, like different sculptures and stuff like that. And I will say that the sculpture that they had for the race today was a little endowed in the back. I never actually like looked at the backside of Morley's dog, but just the way it was facing, its ass was facing me today when I was talking to some people, and I just happened to look up and I'm like, wow, that's really not ergonomical, but anatomically correct, I guess, for a dog. I was just kind of shocked at that, but whatever. Little side note, sidebar there. Other than that, it's a pretty good race. Like I said, it's a net downhill race, like 600 feet downhill, maybe 100 feet, 150 feet a gain. And that's just like 2 little climbs, like one on Iron Street and one right away up at the start of the race, like at Westmont Grove. Other than that, it's all downhill or flat. Next year, the incline plane should be open, so people, as they did in the past, should be able to take the incline plane up to Westmont Grove from downhill here at the park. It might add like maybe a mile, probably a half mile to a mile walking, you know, get to the incline, and then from the incline to the Grove, but whatever. Otherwise, like today, I actually had to get my dad. I parked down here at the park. He drove me up to the Grove to watch me start and then come back down to finish. So a lot of people had to do that. I think that's maybe, like, participation was down the last year or two, I think, just for that simple fact, because you more or less had to have like 2 people, one parked down here and then one drive you up or whatever, because since it's a point to point, you're not going to run like the 5 miles again. Or I don't know if there's any easy way to get up to the Grove walking. It'd still be like probably a 2-3 mile at least detour to get up there without the incline. So next year to be open to make logistics a little bit easier for people that might not have like a ride or anything like that. But I don't know if that's really a barrier. I didn't get to look at the shirt yet. I know we got like free Tomahawk end zone tickets. So I get to go to a game again. Other than that, being cold and not really warmed up enough to really start the race. Did get a little bit hot. Like I said, I wore my compression shorts today, shorts over top, calf sleeves. Wore a neck gaiter because it was like cold out, so I wanted to make sure my neck was a little bit warmer, like breathing in. Then I was wearing gloves. My hands are cold. They were cold for the most part, and then probably around mile 3 or something, my hands started to get really hot. and overheated. I don't know if there's really anything I could do about that, but I did have my naked waistband on. I had like a water bottle in case I needed it. But I also took it so like if I needed to get rid of my gloves or my neck gaiter, I could shove it down in there, or if I thought my GoPro was sucking too bad, I could have shoved it in there, but I didn't. Definitely a GoPro definitely slowed me down a little bit, just trying to keep it from bouncing. But either way, I think it was mission accomplished. Still don't have like my speed, but I'm glad I got like my endurance back. I feel good like now after the race. My legs feel good, my body feels good, my lungs feel good now. I just don't have the speed yet. It's evident. But hey, either way, whatever. But if you can, check out the race next year. Like I said, it's for good cause. It's like getting newspapers into some schools. Of course, is fun. Like that, like the road, and then like that mile of like Stackhouse, and then like hitting road again. Like, and it being 5 miles really breaks up monotony, because it's not like an out and back. It's a point to point, and you are going around some cool things around town. You do cross a couple bridges. And stuff like that. I mean, it's one of those races you could do every year, because it's not I don't know what the word is, like boring. It's not a boring course, I guess is the easiest way to put it. So it's not gonna like tax you mentally at all. I mean, it might tax you a little bit like physically, but like mentally, like it just, things change so much. Yeah, like with that constant change, so it's I don't know, makes it fun and makes it interesting. I guess that's about it. Hats off to Blake for smoking me today. I was damn like 2 or 3 minutes, just looking so good and smooth and in shape. I don't know. I think that's about it. I guess we'll call it today. There's really not much else to talk about, because it's pretty straightforward. I'll just have the video up in a couple days so people can actually see the course. Hopefully it turns out good. Yeah, I guess that's it.